Jason Gomersall, the debut of this brand new Matstone Racing prepared two-door hatchback Tirana.
He's going to want to get the jump, and JB is going to need to be in the lead, I think. Whichever one of these two starts in front, I think it is a big chance to win.
Oh, Johnson got the better of the start, but nowhere to go, and Bow is going to move that car across to protect the line because Gomersall was on that, and Bow did what he wanted to do. Gets the lead through turn number 1. Abel Nika, a bit high on the curves. We're 3 wide further back with Cam Tilley. Head down into turn number 3 for the first time, and you think these two guys are going to be pretty exhausted by the end of this race. Yeah,
I couldn't think much that you could find something much more different to drive than a TCM car and a Toyota 86, but JB, great start. He positioned his car well. He bottled them up a little bit in the S's, and then he streaked away to a 4 or 5 car length lead. So now he'll be putting his head down and just trying to get his line and length right. Really fast first sector. So he had Gomersall out wide and sort of boxed him in a little bit, which was pretty clever.
Sven Burkhardt's 11th position for the orange Porsche running the IROC class this weekend.
Rough start, really. I mean, he qualified P7 from memory and just got swamped in that mess at the start. I think the Porsche probably doesn't jump out of the corner as hard as some of these V8s, as you can see, and he's...
Garwood, plenty of understeer in the turn. He gets past Burkhardt. That's his dad, Greg Garwood, now looking to go past the Porsche on the outside and did it with ease. This is from Tony Karafalowski's perspective down to turn number 11. Oh!
Whoa. It's always a worry when you let go of the steering wheel.
He's a bit casual on the pickup, wasn't he? One hand down at 6 o'clock.
I don't think he was expecting the bottleneck.
No. And Garwood taking to the dirt. Oh no, this could get messy. 2 wheels, those Hoosier tyres will be dirty, and Burkhardt fights back. A bit racy for lap number 2, but they fight on.
Yeah, the little Porsche really needs to get away. He needs a bit of a gap in front of him so he can use the car's ability, which is carrying speed through the corners, because as we can see, it doesn't have a lot of horsepower. You can see after only 2 corners at the lead, he's now got over Garwood.
See replays, he put 2 wheels in the dirt. We've seen plenty of that here today.
Yeah, I think that's a bit naughty, really. Should have left him racing room around the outside.
He got out the throttle early because he knew he'd had muck on the tyres, wouldn't he?
Very lucky for them both to get through that.
Tony Cage sat there and watched it from the front seat. As we go down to turn 10, there's the leaders. A bit of a margin back to Eddie Abel-Nika now. It's about 2 seconds. Impressive debut for this Tirana of Jason Gomersall. A lot of anticipation about this car. It's very stable apart from that entry into that turn. And John Bower, after changing gearboxes last night, pole position today, looking to pick up some wins here at Winton Motor Raceway. It's the battle pack between Abel-Nika, Johnson and Seaton. Long way back for Junior. He goes down the inside of Abel-Nika, and will Seaton try the same thing? Door slammed shut. And this brings Bruce Williams into the mix. Great to have Bruce back behind the wheel of a race car after a layoff of many years.
And Jimmy Richards is just about to join the party behind them.
Remember, Jimmy had that off during qualifying earlier today. So we're looking from Tony Karafalowski's tips distribution car. Now watch Garwood, Adam in front here, pull across, and Burkhardt's, yeah, a bit cheeky, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I always think you've got to leave him enough room just to squeeze by, only just squeeze by. But anyway, it's no harm, no foul. A little bit of contact, but no one was hurt.
Bruce Williams in this impressive Lev Small-built Tirana. The back of Seaton and Abel-Nika here. We had the red flag yesterday with a small fire that was actually made to look worse by the fact the grass caught fire underneath it.
But you can see where the car's a little bit black under the exhaust, above the exhaust there, so it didn't do a lot of damage to the car. And as you said, new car, less small build. Bruce is doing a great job driving it when you think this is his first race meeting in it, and he's hanging on to these guys, and they're all in the top 6. Good job. Glenn Seaton down the inside.
That was good. Down to turn 11, so Abel-Nika drops back another spot. And Seaton, this awesome Thunder Road Racing Australia Mustang, puts himself up into the top 5. So Bow, Gomersall, and pretty much the first 11 cars, all under the race lap record, is now Bruce Williams. It's the number 5 Tirana underneath Eddie Abel-Nika. this car. He's dropped a couple of positions here fairly easy.
Yeah, I just don't think that you know, a two-door hardtop is really built for Winton. I mean, a lot of braking, a lot of cornering, and a pretty big, heavy car. It can be a bit deceiving, but he certainly has dropped 3 or 4 positions in the last 2 laps. So maybe he's got a little bit of an issue going on there. Look out, Bruce Williams is off in the sweeper.
Just we were talking about him before, cutting his way through the field, and now drops in behind Mark King and Cameron Tilley.
Yeah, then he moved out and cut the lawn.
Been plenty of that this weekend. I know the
absolutely
track staff here are busy overnight, cleaning up the corner around here in particular to make sure the cars weren't bringing any of the dust and dirt onto the course. Burkhart's with Williams, and that's Cam Tilley ahead, 9th, 10th and 11th on the track. Worked lap 4 and 12, the Touring Car Masters race opener of the weekend. 2 more to come tomorrow.
Beautifully prepared car, the little pacer. Let's see Bruce Williams. Just got in a little bit deep in the sweeper, a little late on the brakes. It's pretty easy to do. Just once you get to the edge of that sweeper, all the marbles are out there, and then you drop off the edge of it. So he didn't lose too much time, but now he's got a bit of work to do. And here's Glenn Seaton going past Junior Johnson.
Cito now puts himself up to 3rd, but Johnson's not done. He's trying to switch back. Won't be able to do it there. It's such a short straightaway.
And these guys are actually really banging on the pace. Glenn Seaton's just done the fastest lap of the race, 2:10 quicker than John Bowe.
Saw Seaton on pole position earlier this year at Adelaide. Great to have him in the category, along with Stephen Johnson, who jumped aboard Mustang Sally last year when John Bowe moved into the Gary O'Brien Tirana. Really set up a great season, didn't it, as we went across Australia, and that battle just went on everywhere.
Absolutely.
Around the backside of the circuit, the exit now, turn number 9. Bowe just starting to get a margin. He's further on the road now, leading the race by 1.5 seconds, and Glenn Seaton's turned the wick up his entry, fastest to the 2nd sector. Keep an eye on Cam Tilley, Burkhart's, and Bruce Williams, 9th, 10th and 11th. The 2 Garwoods are behind these guys, and 12th and 13th spot. Overcast conditions. We saw the sun breaking through before. It's just getting darker to the left of our commentary position. No weather in the distance, of course. It's going to be a beautiful weekend here, the Woodstock Winton Super Sprint.
You see the way the Porsche brakes and catches up to the pacer, but you just can't carry the speed across the quarter. Cam's got that thing wound up pretty tight. You can see how much stronger the other cars are down the straight.
Now Bruce Williams trying to right the wrongs that incident he had at turn 5. Car number 5 gets ahead of Burkhart's, puts him back into 11th spot. Williams, this Tirana debuting this weekend at Les Smallville. He built the original Tirana back in the 70s. He's also handling Ben Grice's Toyota 86 entry, so he's a busy man this weekend at Winton Motor Raceway. Back on board with Tony Karafalowski.
You see that mark in the center of the steering wheel at the top there? It's under his hand at the moment, but that's so they can tell when the steering wheel is straight, as crazy as that may sound. So rally car drivers are big ones for that, so you can tell when the wheels are pointed straight ahead. So sometimes, as we've seen, it gets that busy inside the car. You need to know where you get the steering wheel so the wheels are pointed in the straight direction.
Right on the limiter down there for turn 10. Big long gear stick, real old school, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
His way back. This is further down the field. He's 14th. That's Adam Garwood, who settled down in this race after in a car all sorts of out of shape on a couple of occasions.
Not sure what those red lights are right in the center of the dash. Maybe oil pressure or something.
3 different steering wheel approaches. He's anticipating the car to get sideways at every turn.
Yeah, I think it's got so much horsepower, it's keeping him pretty busy.
Oh, contact down here, and it's that Rusty French it is, and it's scarred what is the beautifully presented number 4 car. He spins off, and it won't be too much fun behind the wheel of car number 88 right now. Green flag waves, and Tony Kay's car is stuck down there at turn number 1. Rusty French came for a long way back. There's a lot of damage.
Too much damage.
Might bring it now. Bruce Williams goes off again at turn 5. Huge dust cloud being kicked up by the Tirana. So it's all just kicked off here at Winton Motor Raceway. The eyes that could kill right now from Tony Karamfilovsky.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be in a rush to get out of that.
On the limiter on the exit of turn 12. With the restart underway, I'd say we're heading towards a time certain finish.
4 laps to go. But as you said, we're quite possibly going to have a time certain finish.
Someone on the massive limiter going past us here. That was huge. I don't know who it was, but it's back in the field. As scan back to the field, there's Mark King, Cameron Tilley, Sven Burkhardt has dropped down the order to 10th.
Bruce Williams has got a problem.
Maybe that was him going past. And now, the race that had so much promise, the man that raced the Thunderdome in the days, is just crawling around. In fact, he's taking back to the infield, back where the old pit lane used to be.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember that too, just in case you want to ask.
This will be great for Glenn Seaton. He really was putting in some fast laps towards the end of that period before the safety car. So I think Jason Gomersall is going to have his hands full trying to keep Glenn back there at the moment, which is great news for John Bower, allow him to skip away a little bit.
That's what we saw, and this was, yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah, look at that thing. You see the flames coming out the exhaust, backfiring. It's like the timing's moved in it or something.
It's incredible how he pulled that car up. They could have speared off down the turn 1. Massive rate of knots. So Bow just starts to clear away from Gomersall, who's going to have to battle now with Glenn Seaton. I think your predictions might be right. Seaton looks stronger here, but either way, it's been an impressive debut. The Matchstone Racing prepared Tirana.
That thing in Jason Gomersall likes the curves too much, where we see Glenn just scooting around the edge of them and he makes a little bit of ground on him.
This is where he was stronger. Through turn 5. Narrow turn 5 section. Bow just gets it a little bit wider than normal. Funnily enough, most of the guys now have seen their best first sectors here in the closing stages. Lap 10 of 12, the Touring Car Masters. Seaton closer to there. It's going to be the acceleration out of here. Will dictate what he'll do down at turn number 10.
You see the very different lines that Seaton and Gomersall are using through that last corner.
Actually brought them closer to John Bow, haven't they?
Yeah, they've definitely closed up on him a little bit.
Work through. Next time by will be the final lap. They'll be going out to the top 3 to push on. And now Gomersall runs wide, but it wasn't enough for Seaton to capitalise on it. Johnson's dropped back, and Abel Nika, who was getting past in the early stages, has himself back up into the top 5. Down to the S's to start the final lap. Seaton, after jumping out the Toyota 86 Series, who finished middle of the pack, taking aboard his usual mount here, chasing Gomersall. In top 3 result, regardless of the situation. Start out of 5. Jim Richards coming on the 6th position. We haven't seen much of JR in this race, but he's there. Same too with Fisher, Mark King, Sven Burkhardt, and Cam Tilley in 10th.
Gomersall's really closed up on JB here.
It's been quicker. In fact, he's the quickest man of the race in the first sector. The gap's still 6/10. Bow's done this all before, though.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty calm in there, knowing what the gap is and what he needs to do. I don't think there's too much stress going on in that car.
Oh, and the camera's come away from Adam Garwood's car here.
Imagine watching that right now. You get motion sickness.
Yeah. Good shots of the floor pan in the passenger's footwell. Nonetheless, we come down to the final turn. Glenn Seaton, last chance to put a pass here on Jason Gomersall. He's going to hold on to second, but John Bow picks up another race win here at Winton Motor Raceway aboard the Wilson Security Tirana. It was only 7/10 of a second, and Jason Gomersall will hold down for second. Drag race at the end here between Abel Nika and Jim Richards. And stays the same, 5th and 6th. Seaton got 3rd, Johnson at 4th. Great drive for JB after that gearbox drama yesterday aboard the Wilson Security entry. They changed it overnight. Jason Gomersall, great debut for the I-Seat 2-door hatchback Tirana here, race number 1. The cars left to lick their wounds in that one. Tony Karafilovsky and Rusty French after their contact, but it was Bow the winner ahead of Gomersall, Glenn Seaton and Johnson. Abel Neek